Hey guys, B.O.L.T here. So, I want to go over, um, let's just say we'll go over Encanto. Let me double check, actually, because my phone randomly started, so I don't personally know if it's, uh, da 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 do 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 do. Um, I wasn't thinking about doing anything, but anyways, Encanto, I guess. Encanto, basically, it was the Pixar. Um, it was the Pixar Hispanic movie. They also have Turning Red, which once I see it, then I'll review. Then I'll go over it as a summary. But that's supposed to be the Asian Pixar movie, because now they're targeting that demographic. So basically, Encanto, it starts with um, the grandmother and grandfather of the family. It's been a minute since I've watched it, so I just needed to get content out. So basically, they are a part of a village. They met across from a celebration, and basically it just built a whole family. They had triplets, which is Dolores, Bruno, and I don't remember the other one, but there was also the mother to the main character. Basically, when they were first born, not long after, a bunch of people were trying to hunt down the entire village, and they were burning it down. So the grandfather went to go, lead the village out of the way, but seeing that the people were gaining, and turned back and sacrificed himself. That way, people can get away. He left the candle for the grandmother to still make the way for the villagers, and basically they just made their own society outside where they originally were, and they were basically the family that started that village. Um, and Encanto is the house that was basically miracled by the candle. The candle basically was given like a magical, miracle, where basically it built the house for the entire family to live in, and it gave miracles to every one of the family members that was born from them. So the triplets, and then any of their children were going to be given a gift, and they were also given their own part of the house, which kind of was like a portal to their own realm. We learned that basically Dolores is like her emotions control the weather. So then there's the mother to the main character. Basically, whatever she makes in the ways of food, it heals. Then there's Bruno, who basically was the fortune teller. Basically, he can make stone tablets that predicted the future. And this got him in a lot of trouble, because people kept asking him to look into their future, but they didn't like what they heard. And it's not that he made the future, it's how the future was going to happen, and he was telling them what the future held for them. It's not that he caused it, it's the fact that it was going to happen. And I guess the biggest thing was when Dolores got married, he was seeing that she was starting to be, tears of joy from her marriage, that there was going to be clouds and stuff, and he kind of misspoke and said that here comes rain. Everyone thought it was a prediction, and it ended up just being her being emotional that turned into a storm, and she got stressed and turned into even a bigger storm. But anyways, Now we go down to the triplets kids. Um, of course, we have the first, the big three, which is basically the mother of the main character had the oldest, which was like the perfect looking one. She just can grow plants. The second one was the strong character, the buff one that can basically lift buildings in one finger. And then of course there's the main character who, when she came of age to get her own ability, it failed her. She's the main character, so she's like the black sheep of the family. Dolores has 3 kids as well. The oldest is basically, she has super hearing. The second one is he can morph into any person. I forgot what it is, but he has the ability to look like everyone else. And then there's the youngest, which just at the beginning of the movie is basically, it's his ceremony to gain. So the 2 biggest parts of the movie that set it up is that the youngest of the family, which was the youngest of Dolores, getting his own ability, which was speaking to animals, and then the other one was the oldest sister of the main character, was to be married, basically, and I guess their family has one of those setup marriages, which I'm sorry, but there should be no setup marriage. I feel like it should be a build up that, anyways. Then let's see, Bruno doesn't have any kids because after he basically got locked away when the main character was still young, and basically got stuck to his own room. And when he predicted that she'd be the one that makes or breaks the miracle, he breaks it and runs away. And basically they locked him around, and basically they blame him for being a partial of the reason why. I think it's Mirabelle is the main character. She didn't get a gift, and they blame him partially for it. The big 2 problems of it is, 1, figuring out what happened to Bruno, and 2, the fact that the miracle is starting to fail, the house is starting to crack, and think it's a miracle, so it shouldn't be cracking. And it doesn't like to work anymore. People are starting to lose their gifts, and we realize that it's just the family they're not a huge together. Like, they still love each other, but of course stress is starting to set in, and it's starting to break the family slowly apart. So when Mirabelle starts going around, Isabel, that's what her name is. Basically, she goes around trying to fix everyone's problem, tells her strong sister to kind of relax. You don't gotta worry about everything. It's not your position. And then of course the oldest sister, that she doesn't have to be perfect all the time, so she goes ahead and lets her this allows her abilities to go in different branches, which is she learns to make cactus, which technically is an ugly plant, but it's a plant. And everything doesn't have to be perfect, is basically what that one is. And then I think, trying to remember, I think that's basically the thing. She finds the last prediction of Bruno in his room. She finds out that Bruno has been living in the walls, and Enchanto has been providing for him. And basically, she kind of tries to set it up to where she can kind of fix the family. He tells what the last prediction was. He predicts that the way to save the family in the miracle would be to make amends with her older sister. And basically everything falls apart. She goes on her merry way. The grandmother goes to find her, and reveals that she took the miracle for granted. and she forgot what the reason for the miracle was for her kids and her grandkids and her further descendants. So eventually they go back to, because the family's all worried about her, trying to figure out what to do. That, they show that she's okay. Then Bruno comes out of nowhere when the grandmother and Isabel were talking, and says that it's my fault. The prediction is there, and of course this is her son, so she's not gonna fully hold it against him, and she feels like her stressfulness made him run away. So she kind of just, I want you to be a part of the family again, so come on. And they all meet up together. Isabel's fine. Bruno meets his two sisters and the rest of his nieces and nephews. And basically, the entire town builds back up the house. And after that, Isabel, when they went to go turn the knob, it created a new miracle. And this basically, everyone predicts that her gift was, because there's a reason the grandmother didn't get a gift, and it's a weird thing that she didn't get a gift, but it skipped a generation. Well, it skipped a person, is because that the miracle is the gift. Basically, they're the one keeping the family together. They are the glue. They're the reason for the gift. And at the end, it's believed that she is like the owner of the overall house, because she's the one that the house listened to the most. But anyways, that was Encanto. I have 2 videos to make, which are going to be based on the 2 games we're playing, and they're going to be the summary of them. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.